Welcome to Steve's Long Straight Workshop, where sets come to be looked at and repaired. It's been looked at elsewhere, or in a mess, or have had some other problem with somebody who doesn't know quite what they're doing. This is a Haxker Ranger. I have to say, this is not, so we say, Haxker's finest hour, but there we go. Medium wave, long wave, absolutely faulty in the extreme, and of course, as far as I can tell, doesn't work. So let's have a look and let's have a see what is happening with this beautiful radio. Or as will be at some point, but not yet. Dirt, by the way, is never a problem with the radio. Dirt will clean, so never be afraid of dirt in a radio. Actually, dirt in a radio means that the radio in question has not been looked at, so somewhere it can be a good thing. Whether that's true here or not, I really don't know, but that's the way I look at it anyway. So, like I said, always have a look and always see what's going on with it before you start rising it off or condemning it. Always have a look. No matter how bad a radio is, there's usually something you can do to sort it out, if you want to, and if you know what you're doing. This one, by the way, this particular set, actually, I don't normally go along with the idea of changing capacitors for the sake of it, but this might well be an exception, because it runs off a PP9 battery, and that's 9 volts, and 10 volts if we've got a brand new one, and the caps in it are about 10 volts, so there's no headroom, as it were. I don't mean to put 100 volt ones in, but 10 is a little bit close to mark, so maybe they need to be changed. Also, by the way, with sets like this, every possible case, do the electronics first, unless of course using it for a theatre or something like that, in which case no, but most cases with the electronics sorted, then and only then can you go forward and clean everything up. This set, as I said, is mucky, very mucky in fact, but we don't worry about that just yet. We worry instead with the fact that it's in the state that it's in, quite frankly, which is in this case not terribly good. So let's have a look and see what's going on with this beautiful friendly set. By the way, with these, nothing you can do if you want to use it with a dual speaker, which is always a good idea. Turn the case round like that and plug the speaker back in, because that will work just the same, and it will also show you that the speaker itself is okay. I think it is on this one, but we'll see soon enough. I know I should check it, but I'm going to take a chance here and make sure. Okay, so we'll see. Also with these Haxker sets, by the way, the wiring is very interesting colour wise, so watch out for that. If you're not sure, by the way, always look at the manual to hand. It's got a battery clip on. Use a battery clip as a guide. Yeah, I've got a PP9 here which I will use for now. Then if we need be, I'll move it to a power supply a little bit later on, but for now just I just put the PP9 on and hope for the best. Being a medium and long way set, they're not particularly hard to work on these, but you can see that it's fairly standard, but always remember the speaker's alright.
So what he does is he from fullback.
Well, that's a little bit good for it, isn't it? Right, so first of all, have a quick look at this volume control, which I think might well need to be changed, but first thing we'll do is have a look and we'll see. Maybe want to clean, we'll try that first, and if that doesn't work, we'll give it a clean. Here, by the way, is where it connects, so just drench it and hope for the best. While we're at it, I do the wave chain buttons as well, because they can also always use a bit of a cleanness in a set. This one, by the way, is from the early 80s, I think, 1980, about then. But it doesn't actually matter where it is, where it's from, as long as it works, and that's not too good either, is it? So we'll have a look at that too at some point. But anyway, for now, there we go. Take that up as well, clean all the various bits up later on, and put it on medium wave, and we'll give it a bit of the old current, and we'll see what it does. By the way, this one, just so you know, the black is positive and the purple is negative. So this obviously switch is negative. I can tell that by the minus and the plus on here, and the fact that these are wrong way around, so it connects.
From Manchester is saying, I'm lifting with all the kids. Well, this is 2020 draw, live on 5 Live from Bucharest. All of the matches next summer you'll be able to hear on 5 Live and Sports Extra. And Croatia, the same group, having been in the same group at the Nations League, and indeed playing each other in the semi-final at the World Cup in Russia last year. And now it is Portugal are in that section, so they, above all, are the team to avoid here. Former Turkey first, so Turkey, yeah, exactly. Just like a big wave, yeah.
Road, Manchester. Call. People are listening, waiting for you to. That's now to 88200.
Have you ever had a night in?
Well, that looks good so far, doesn't it? So, not a lot wrong with this one. I think most of it is probably the the cosmetic side of it, which of course we can sort it relatively easily. It takes time, but it's relatively easy to do. So now we know that that volume control appears to be okay, and the wave change switch obviously needs work, but it might just be dry joints that I'll go and resolder all that lot. And the caps on this, by the way, like it says, are 10 volts. Now, a 10 volt cap on a radio which takes 9 volts. For me, there's no headroom. So be 16 or 25 volts, but not 10, because where these fully charged is 9.8 volts. So obviously it's very, very close to the edge, and these capacitors are fairly old, so I might change these. I might not, but we'll see what happens with that. But if it's okay, I might leave them, but really I'm not entirely convinced about those. But obviously we will see, But now of course I think it's time to do the cosmetic side of it a bit, so we'll do that, which we'll do first of all. There's the this is saute here, the saute, but first of all let's give it what they call in the trade a bloody good clean. This stuff, by the way, foam cleaner, it will clean just about anything. This stuff, it is brilliant. All you do, spray it on like so. Spray it on like that. Leave it for a minute. It'll dry, so no problem there. And then of course we clean it off, which we do with the old-fashioned way, with a load of this stuff. And then I've got some cleaning rags somewhere, but first of all we just go with this stuff and see it really brings up all the, brings out a lot of the unwanted muck and waste off it, as you will see. So we do that. I mean, how it's got like this, God knows, but it did. So we'll have to deal with that in due course. Yeah, it got, shall we say, into a bit of a mess. That side's okay. That side, which was pretty bad, now looks okay. Like so. And then the front of it as well, with the Haxker badge, of course. So Haxker badge, by the way, on these comes up often very well. So we're giving it a good going over, as it were. This version, by the way, came in 2 or 3 different formats, 2 or 3 different speaker fronts. This is one of the less common ones, actually. Again, but in this state, it won't be worth a lot anyway. But so we'll clean it up as best we can, and if we need be, I can get the end here redone. But for now, I think it's going to look a little bit better than it did. Right, okay. Well, that's better than it was, but now of course we've got to glue that down, and then of course I'll bring it up properly, but for now that's looking rather better than it did. So we'll put that out the way and we'll get on with the rest of the set. So that goes up there for now, and we'll clean the set up as well inside here. Clean off the stuff that's on there that shouldn't be. Won't cause a problem, by the way. It'll just make the board shiny, but don't worry about that. Just clean it off. Because this set, of course, the top here really does need some pretty drastic cleaning. It really does. This might come off actually, but we'll see what we can do with it this way. That can come off for clean later on, and we'll that really does look bad, doesn't it? That really does look pretty abysmal, that, doesn't it? Wonder what it was to get that sort of muck on it. I really don't know, but obviously needs a lot to sort it out, which I think it'll have. By the way, again, with these sort of things, be very careful when you're cleaning it, because you're not careful, the print will come off as well. So that's what you've got to be aware of at all times with any set of this kind. Well, the inside isn't too bad, so this one shall come up rather well. This stuff, when it's been on here a heck of a long time actually. Again, the question is, of course, is what is it and where did it come from, and where has this set been to look like this? I mean, oh dear. But the first thing we do with things like this is always spray and polish. This stuff, by the way, it's about £5 a can, and it's also very good, by the way, with furniture. So if your wife says to you that it's a pointless hobby, say, well, put the furniture clean, let me know. Well, don't say that too loud, because of course you end up with a job nobody will like. Oh dear. Coming off, whatever it is, it's coming off. Whatever it is. It's had some of these stickers on as well, by the way, in the past, the radio chain stickers, I think, or something along those lines, which puts it a set that was made before 1978, which is when the and the radio's changed. So this is obviously an early model of this particular model. Probably one of the last ones it did actually. Some of them actually came with a shoulder strap as well. Obviously for this one walking about. A bit better, but still not quite right. But see, it's all red the button here, but underneath the knob itself, it's clean. So it's obviously been used in an environment where people are turning it on and off with mucky hands to have gone everywhere. And the set never really was cleaned by people. So, like I said, these things happen, and we vintage radio people, we get all the crap as a result of these people, don't we? Oh well, it's looking cleaner. Doesn't want to come off, does it? It won't come off, does it? But with me, if something doesn't want to come off, they can work around it. Always leave it where it is, because sometimes in the long run it's better to do that. Sometimes in the long run it is really ultimately better to do that than just to take things apart. Especially in my case, because as you know, I've only got one hand at work, so things are a bit difficult for me. But so we do our best, and we go on, and we make stuff work in the end. I've got a few sets pending, by the way, for transistors and that. So they will come and be sorted as soon as possible. But now, well, I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Actually, one thing I've got going at the moment actually is I've got a set coming in 1930s. Now, any set that's a super hair, whether it's valve or transistorized, they all work in the same way, without fail. They all work exactly the same way. So there's no. So if the set comes in and it's older than what you want, what they do. If you get the manual, get the manual. If you can't, of course, there's some superb places online where you can get the details on the valve, and that is really all you need. So that way you can find out what does what, and also what valves it can use in place with things as well. Particularly in the early days, because in the early days, of course, there were different manufacturers had different categories of valves which carried on. For example, Brimmer and Mazda and Mullard all have different numbering systems. We'll go over that in a video in the new year, but you know, it's worth having a valve data book as well. Right, anyway, I'll leave that for now. We'll come back to that, because now we'll try it again and see what gives. Or, of course, big engineer, of course, equally important, what doesn't give.
see something in Senna's eyes, or you see something in Amy's face, and you just go, that's going to be in the movie. There's something going on here that's affecting me emotionally.
To hear his choice of Desert Island Discs tomorrow morning at 11:15.
Radio 4, exactly the right place. Do you know, by the way, this chime is taped at the moment because Big Ben is undergoing repairs, and the radio chime is actually not going.
Neil Sleet. Good evening. It's emerged that one of the two people stabbed to death by a convicted terrorist near London Bridge yesterday was the coordinator of a prisoner rehabilitation program which had been working with the killer. A political...
Well, they're 11 points. 11 points. They're not going to...
Well, it looks as though would you get on with it, with cleaning it up now, because that appears to be okay. I'll check a few things, but and possibly change those caps. I don't know, but I'll get the circuit and check as well. But so far, this looks to be reasonable and certainly a worthwhile repair. So I'll have to get it apart and get all this lot cleaned up as well. So these, of course, these go on the side here. And so all we do again is we put that and that aside, and get some of this. Got the old toilet roll again with some rig heads up, by the way, so I'll nip in and get some more from the cupboard. And this will bring up the size of the tuning scale very well indeed, very quickly. Again, this stuff is very, very good for that, very good indeed. You just keep cleaning it, and stuff comes up and works extremely well. Look at that, brilliant and shiny straight away. Apart from the end there, which I can. Yeah, fair enough. Anyway, that's looking okay. The handle, by the way, is looking a bit the worst way as well. So again. Actually, the handle's got the same sort of muck on it as on the tuning dial, so but it comes off a lot easier here. So obviously, where we had it before, it's been carting it around in probably a kitchen or a garage or something. I really don't know, but again, with this stuff, we just clean it all through. But lo and behold, it comes to life and starts to look like a handle again, which of course is rather what we want. And of course the bottom plate as well needs possibly a little bit of love as well, so we can do that as well. By the way, there's a sticker on here from probably the place that bought it, which is Hamants. Wherever Hamants are, it's a swear around. This is the radio that you sold. If it's not, well, you're being kept alive with this sticker here. See it? Hamants, there you are. So we know exactly where this set was actually bought from, which is what was always worth knowing. Another sticker here, by the way, tells us that this radio was designed and manufactured in Great Britain by Haxker Radio Limited, Norreys Drive, Crook Street, Maidenhead in Berkshire. Maidenhead 22281, which of course is probably somebody's private number now, so we'll not ring it, you never know. I'd like to, in younger days I would, but I was presenting on the radio a few years ago, and I presented a show of music from the 40s and back, which of course includes people such as Glenn Miller. And you know, he made a track called Pennsylvania 65000. Well, that is the real number of a hotel in New York on Pennsylvania Drive, Pennsylvania 65000. And that number in that song is still in operation, which means therefore that you can ring it. And of course, I put it on the air, the exact number you dial to get there from Britain. Just is a bit of fun, you know. Bit, you know, but a joke really, you know. But unfortunately, somebody rang it. And the people at the Pennsylvania Hotel were not that pleased, because they were pretty sick of getting phone calls on that number from, shall we say, fans of Glenn Miller and the song, so they weren't that pleased with me for that, but never mind. Some things you learn the hard way, don't you? Well, they look okay. So, again, always worth checking the set more than once, because you never know when you're moving it about doing jobs what might get worse as a result. So always worth checking it a few times. Make sure nothing has happened with it in the meantime. I don't think it has. Is that the light? Yeah, that's the light.
Which meant Carl was released automatically after half of his jail term. She said that law was changed by...
Oh well, it seems to be okay electronically. And, what I will do though is have a look and make sure that these caps are in fact doing something, because they do in fact sell smoothing caps on battery sets as well. They do, seriously, they do. Yeah, it's going. What we're doing here, you see, is it's counting down resistance as these capacitors charge up. At some point it should go to zero on here, as overload on here, as the capacitors fill up. Like that, you see. So there we go there, and again slow but sure it's going up. 29, 27, 26. I'm inclined to change those. I'm inclined to change those. I think it's probably past the best, because this set is about 40 years old, so I think we will. But first of all, I think we'll put the set aside and have a quick look at this casing and see if we can make it a bit more like a reasonable case again. Just glue that and leave it overnight. But it's working rather well too. So I shall glue it up, and we'll back with it very, very soon. If it's a sensitive set, this hackers do tend to be, actually, and for all the muck and stuff on this, there wasn't a lot wrong with it. So again, we don't know the set's history. If we did, well, we might know a bit more about it, but we don't. It came, by the way, from the BVW stall at Goulburn, and it only cost me £5, so you can't complain, can you? Haxker radio for £5. Well, there we are. Capacitor changed, installed, working, and cleaned up as well. By the way, I need this one tomorrow because I'm going to for an operation, so I might be well before I'm back on here. But it's working radio now, and of course, as always, keep fixing radios, and I'll be back with you very soon. Pay for me if you must, but other than that, well, this will take me to hospital tomorrow and keep me company for the day. So when I come back, by the way, I might have been in straight away, but I will be as soon as possible. So until then, goodbye and take care, and always, in my absence, keep fixing radios. Bye bye.
That's rubbish. Because of the romance. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but there'll be plenty who don't like Liverpool.